Hey everyone, this is Rob,
And Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast on everything you need to know about old school RuneScape. Meep.
Meep. Mer.
Alright, so this week up on the docket, of course, as always, we'll be starting off with what we have been up to this week, and then I will go over the community highlights.
Yep.
And then there's actually not a ton to go over this week.
Yeah, there's any blogs. I just had to search Twitter.
Yeah, there's literally no blogs, no update. It's still the ending of the Gam Jam. So we will go over some of the concepts that they have kind of teased so we can see what they're maybe going to be up to sometime in the future. But besides that, we'll be ending off with a Q&A as per usual. Feel free to join in on the Q&A if you want to. We do have a discord.gg/Bunebape. And we do have a channel there where you can ask your questions, which is the best spot, or really just anywhere on any of our socials.
Yeah.
But before we get into...
I said them like we're in the outro.
Yeah, just go ahead. This was it.
The end.
But yeah, before we get into any of that, Michelle, how's it going?
I'm doing well. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see I dyed my hair for the first time since 2021 or something.
Yes,
It's
many
been a long
moons.
time.
Many moons.
It was actually my birthday yesterday. This is gonna be a shorter episode because we're recording this all Thursday at 7 p.m. But for my present, Robert took me to a salon because I've been talking about wanting to get my hair cut and wanting to dye it and stuff. I haven't been to a salon in ever. I had my sister would do my hair, and she used to do hair, so she would just charge us for supplies. And like Robert said yesterday when he found out how expensive this is, we were robbing her blind.
Yeah.
We were definitely taking advantage. But she moved, so I haven't had my hair cut in years, and I'm really happy. And my hair feels so healthy, and I'm really excited about it. And yeah, I'm kind of like a redhead-ish now.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Yeah, it's like dark red brown. But it does look pretty in this light. Wow, sorry, I was looking at myself. I'm obsessed. Anyway, my birthday. I turned 28. We got bagels, and I played a lot of Stardew Valley. I've been very into Stardew Valley. I swear I have some RuneScape stuff too, but really into it. I also did challenge modes last night for my birthday.
Yeah.
I think the most people we had was 12 in one challenge mode, and not a single purple. No purples at all last night.
Huge.
Not huge, actually.
Massive.
No, there were so many deaths as well. At one point, we had to reset because shamans became a brick wall for us for some reason. There was 4 shamans, and everyone just kept dying over and over and running back in. I don't know. But I did have some purples I got this week. Not on my birthday, though, unfortunately. So I got a split from a Sanguinesi staff and a split from leggings. So that was 25 mil with both of those. Making a little bit of money. And I'm not doing the bond giveaway. So it's nice seeing my cash stack go up and not just suddenly go down.
Huge.
Yeah. And someone, shout out PVM Oblivion, gave me 50 mil yesterday for a birthday present. And specifically said, do not give this away. This is for you. So I used that money and bought a bunch of runes to grind scurry.
Yeah, surely you'll get the pet soon.
I put in buy offer for 60,000 runes.
For the pet?
I wish.
I would trade 60,000 runes for the pet.
That's not enough.
That's the quality of life they need to add.
Shut up. Some people would be so upset.
And be like, how much runes would it roughly take me? 200,000. I'll just put the buy offer for.
Yeah, just give me the rat.
Someone's like, I don't really want the rat. I want 200,000 runes, so I'll just trade it.
Dupes, Yeah,
exactly.
Why not? But yeah, so I've been sending a lot of tobs this week. No purples for me anywhere though. So it's a little bit of a bummer. But
that's good.
It's not. No, it's not.
Oh.
You say that to everything, even things that are not good.
So nothing.
Shush. What? So next week as well, I want to give a heads up. It's going to be a shorter episode because I have a funeral to go to for my grandpa. And this week's shorter because of my birthday. So sorry ahead of time for these 2 short episodes.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because you saying that reminded me of, I use this excuse and I feel like a lot of people have used this excuse, but I work at a college and
that your grandparents died.
Yeah, I couldn't do the assignment because someone died.
He did die. He was 90 years old.
Sure, show me the coffin.
I was talking to my grandma yesterday. They haven't been married for 50 years, but they had kids together, my mom. And she was just talking about all right, well, I'll see you next week. and stuff. And I was like, yep, it's gonna be real casual, fun times.
She's going?
She was going, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were like still close. It was weird. They like lived next to each other, even though, like,
Oh
yeah.
no, your mom. I thought you said your mom was going. No, she's
No,
not.
my
Your
mom's
grandma.
not going.
Yeah, your grandma.
My grandpa is getting buried the same day my sister has a C-section.
Yeah, weird.
The baby's gonna be reincarnated. Like my grandpa
What are you
reincarnated.
saying?
What if
All right, so
my grandpa?
we're gonna move on to
How are you?
some community highlights,
Nothing
dude.
for you.
Yeah, pretty much nothing.
Oh,
I got a new book to study,
and a new pen.
and a new pen to take notes.
You
Pretty
saw,
cool.
you saw like you got like what's it called? People like shilling this pen, and you fell for it.
No, it was like this. I don't even know why I was recommended it. Like I never get recommended like stationary stuff, like stationary like note taking pens and pencils and
Which
stuff
is
like
good.
that.
I feel like you'd buy a lot of it.
Maybe, but anyways, I like randomly saw one, and this person was going through like some of the like winners of certain categories. I don't
Best
even know.
pen.
And these were like the categories of like the like Japanese stationery awards. I don't even didn't even know that was a thing.
Okay.
But yeah, one of them, like one of the all-arounders, I guess, was this pen, and it is a nicer. I mean, I've used it for like literally 2 words, but
It's a really incredible experience.
it's not like an eye-opening experience by any means, but it is clearly like like a nicer pen to write
It's
with.
like $5 or something.
It's still like a ballpoint pen, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
It's
So
one pen, Robert. How much could it cost?
yeah, yeah, it was like $5.
Don't some pens legitimately cost like over $100?
I mean, I don't remember how much my not felt tipped pen. I don't even know what am I trying to say. My fountain pen.
Yeah, he has a fountain pen and a jar of ink. So I feel like you getting recommended stationery is very on brand.
Well, even that pen was only like $12.
Yeah. But I've
Yeah.
heard of them being expensive. Whatever.
No, I mean, yeah, you can get nice metal ones for like a lot. You know,
Hmm.
like Mont Blanc makes a lot of really nice pens. That's like what they're known for.
You would get recommended stationery.
Okay.
Who knows the name of really
Mont
nice?
Blanc?
Are they only pens?
It's a very, very old brand that makes like really nice things in general.
Like what other than pens? I've
Uh,
heard of some stuff with
I
Mont
mean,
Blanc.
cologne and stuff like
Oh, it's
that,
the
like
same company?
luxury pens, watches, leather goods. Like they
I
make a
didn't
bunch
know
of stuff.
that. Also, it's a mountain.
Yeah, it's like,
Kind of
oh,
big.
actually, it's funny you bring up the mountain. There's a really sick.
That pin is $1,000.
I told you.
I want
I
it.
told you, bro.
They have gold on them.
This isn't even like a fountain pen. This is just a regular pen, and it's
Jeez.
$1,100. But yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the mountain because there's actually a like ultra marathon that goes around all of Mont Blanc, and it goes through like several different countries.
It's cool. Are we
Yeah,
gonna do it?
it's actually really sick. I mean, probably not, but I kind of want to.
Let's go.
But yeah, I don't know how we got into this tangent talking about
Yeah,
pens.
sorry. Close this tab.
Okay, because yeah, you might buy one of the $7,000 watches if I don't.
Jesus.
Anyways, we could probably go into yeah. I just got some study stuff. We can go into like community stuff.
Yeah.
That's way more interesting.
What's happening in the community?
Number one is I had to talk about the
I know.
controversy from last week, which I mean, like
Didn't too long didn't read, I guess, if anyone missed our last episode.
yeah, like we reiterated a million times, though it wasn't any of the creators' faults. So for anyone that like knew about it, Creator Crafted came out with new stuff last week, which did look pretty cool. But on a similar note, Creator Crafted also sells stuffed plushies that are designed by Witchcraft.
Not made by.
Designed by Witchcraft.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they thought it was okay to put the original made ones as the artwork, which were made by Witchcraft, which were really high quality.
Hmm.
And then they replaced the image with the prototype image from the like the third party reseller,
Yeah,
which was very low quality.
There was a lot of drama about it, and some of it was like directed at like Witchy Crafty
Yeah.
because people thought she was like scammy or something. But
Yeah, so once they posted the what they're calling the like prototype versions on their website, a lot of people are like, "Oh, they all waited till we pre-ordered these plushies and then they like swapped them out for like really low quality ones." But since then they have come out with an update saying that they even updated the pictures again saying like these will actually be the final quality, which they are definitely not as high of
they're
a
not
quality.
the same as me to me as they did last week.
Well, I mean, look at them again. Um, So they are slightly higher quality than the pictures from last week. Definitely nowhere near as high quality as the original.
Yeah, but for $30, you definitely can't get a handmade plushie
Yeah.
unless you're very, very lucky. I feel like
I mean, maybe you could before, but not
not if
with
there's so much
this. Yeah,
demand.
not with this many people ordering them.
Yeah,
So, anyways, I know obviously our community's really popular with the death threats. So,
people were just being very mean when it was not her fault.
yeah, yeah.
They did apologize though and like take accountability at least. And they did say if you want a refund, you could message them.
Yeah. So either way, as kind of an update, just to say like they did kind of improve the designs. So hopefully, if you bought it, you won't have like too much buyer's remorse, but it won't look like the original design, almost certainly.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Some other stuff though is I actually have like some like pretty interesting like discussion points that we can go over like later before we get into
The Q&A or the game jam.
either one.
Hmm.
Besides that, though, I really
It's
wanted
a
to bring
picture
up.
of Krill with a gun.
I really wanted to bring up. Someone had a really great community suggestion, and it's to give Krill Suitsaroth guns.
Why?
I mean,
Just
he
cause
doesn't do like a lot of damage,
he
so
does to me.
if he had guns in like one in each hand, it would be a lot better.
Robert's like, I got some really important stuff for the community, and then there's literally just a picture of guns edited into Krill's hands.
No.
You guys, it's been a pretty crazy week.
Besides that, though, I actually do have two community highlights.
Okay,
This one is from a cold one.
that's
For
cool. I
anyone,
saw this.
yeah, for anyone that hasn't seen, it's not uncommon that you probably have heard of. A lot of people have heard of AJ or AGQ or GDQ. Sorry, Games Done Quick, which is a speedrunning platform on Twitch. They do multiple like fundraising events throughout the year for Doctors Without Borders, which is a fundraiser for doctors to give service to countries that don't have many doctors and need them.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been a very long running fundraiser, and a lot of people will go on there and just do their games but speed run them, either
Cool.
the whole game or a part of them. If you've ever seen any of the speedrunning community, there's a ton of different types of speedruns that you can do. And so a cold one is actually participating this year. This is the first time RuneScape's ever been in Games Done Quick.
So cool.
So he is going to be speedrunning CMs,
A solo CM.
a solo CM, and it doesn't really matter what the time is. It's just if he does it, then it's cool. But
It's all for fundraising.
I haven't looked too much into it. I know they sometimes have additional like fundraiser markers where like I don't know, for example, if they were to do something like this for RuneScape and be like, oh, do a solo CM, and then if someone donates like $1,000 towards that, then maybe it'll be like, oh, do a different CM or something like that, or like do this in a speed running time, like maybe
Yeah.
like serve in a speed running time. Like it's usually like something in addition to it.
Interesting. So we'll have to see if it is just the CM or if there's other goals too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like so
It's cool though.
it can be really small stuff. Like if someone like beats a game, they're like, oh, like choose this ending.
Yeah.
Like it's just like really simple stuff. So they might not even have it, but just so you know, if you want to go check it out and maybe support, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is going to be shout out to 17 Cooking over on Reddit. I'm pretty sure this is their account. They have a level 3 skiller, and they actually posted this. I remember seeing their original post where they were like, they're a level 3 skiller, and they are getting everything to 99, obviously,
Except for not tax.
besides combat. But this includes Slayer.
Mm.
And the only way to like feasibly get Slayer to 99 on a skiller account is to go into Varrock Museum
They
and clean off the things and turn them in.
did add the poison dynamite though, which I'm sure is not much XP to be fair.
I actually don't even know where that like
I
comes
think
into play here.
I'm pretty sure the poison dynamite doesn't give you any combat XP.
No, I know. I just
Yeah.
don't know like if that's even like a feasible strat
I don't know.
or like maybe that's for like low stats. I don't know if it's for like a skiller build or something like that. But either way,
Regardless of how they did it, they all the ways that I could think of sound really annoying and painful.
yeah. Do you want to guess? I mean, can you read it or
No.
no? Do you want to guess how many hours it took at the Varrock Museum to get 99 Slayer and 1600 total,
I don't.
which is max for a skiller?
How many hours? How many hours are in a year?
How many hours just for Slayer?
Okay, but how many hours are in a year, first of
How
all?
many hours in a year? Like 8,000.
25,000. 8,000?
Yeah,
I want to say 3,000 hours.
7,000 hours.
That's like a year.
7,000 hours
Ew.
of just cleaning stuff at the Varrock Museum.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
I am not committed like you are.
but yeah, shout out to a log burner.
It's actually a really good name.
Yeah, it's actually a really sick name. Yeah, so they were able to get a actually maxed skiller account with one of all combats and level 10 health.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, really sick. But
Thank
that is all for the community showcase that I wanted to do this week. But yeah, like I said, I do have some discussion points that we can go over after the game jam stuff.
Cool. Yeah, so the Game Jam stuff, I just pulled up, I was like scouring Twitter on the Game Jam tab, just seeing who's posted what about it, so we could do a little bit of previews. Starting out with Mod Jerv, who said that they are looking into POH customization update. So there'd be like new themes and stuff like that. All kinds of, I don't even know like what some of these are. There's not the most detail, of course, but there's like a lot of fun art, like hunter stuff that would start out with like butterflies, and oh my god, it looks like a pressed impling. That's actually kind of disgusting.
Well, yeah, these are like decorative placements, and you can use them for hunter trophies
And fishing
and
trophies.
fishing
The
trophies.
first one, if you're low level, is a literal shrimp.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
mounted
do
on the
that.
wall.
Clearly just gonna mount a shrimp on my wall. There's lots of cute stuff for like all the different skills. They added themes for your altar to make him look more special. The Gothic's gilded one looks very pretty.
Yeah, you can do one for each of the gods, and they each have different incense lamps as well.
Yeah. Changing the marble portal to be ornate and the scrying pool as well, just look a little fancier. We got some new themed POHs, the wilderness POH.
Yeah, wilderness POH. So like all the walls are degraded, kind of like how they all are in the wilderness.
Yeah, and it looks like you're outdoors in the wildy. And the even the portal's a different color, which I love.
Yeah, you might just get specced in your own house.
New PvP. What are these areas called in your house? The commons?
Yeah, they're just like arena
Yeah.
like, additions.
But they have like a PvP theme and a magic theme. I have mine as like a range one. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Also, some skiller shelves, PVM shelves, hobbyist shelves, just random stuff. Some crystal benches. We got some like cool kind of elf themed stuff, which
Yeah.
I'm really, really into. They also did a Prif POH design, which I am 100% going to get if they design it. It looks like all the crystals.
Dude, you know what this reminds me of?
What?
This is really sad. You remember?
Stop. The clan halls.
You remember in the clan halls when they're all like, "Oh, do you guys want to do it a theme?" And everyone supposedly chose the basic theme and not the vampire theme or the Prif theme.
The Prif theme was so cool.
Yeah, that was weird.
Frog clans are a thing.
Yeah, everyone did.
Oh my gosh, a Mauritania one theme though. I didn't even notice that.
That's kind of cool.
It looks like you're in Canifis. And then what area is this? Is this Farlamore? Maybe?
Yeah.
It's like a savannah. But yeah, one thing that I also really liked, a more basic one, is that with the different themes, you could change your curtains and rugs on the ground because I hate the basic one so much for some reason.
Yeah.
So that one made me really happy.
Yeah, I think that's cool because a lot of people kind of just build their POH for, honestly, a lot of people just have abandoned the idea of customizing their POH because there's really no customization. So
Yeah, I like recently like went and like upgraded mine and stuff, and I was like kind of annoyed at how much stuff like you can't make it look cool on your own. You just have to like put the one thing that could go there. It's
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
annoying. Some
So
rooms are more flexible than
I
others.
think a lot of people have really relegated their POH to just like having maximum optimization so that it has the least amount of load time, and that's
Hmm.
like it.
Yeah, it makes it a lot less fun.
Yeah.
So adding decor could be cool, and it's something that wouldn't affect the rest of the game too. So I don't see any negatives to that at all.
Yeah. And the next one is going to be from Mod Husky.
Yeah, this was over several days that he was tweeting. I just pulled up the most recent one, by the way,
Yeah.
or that they
And
were.
yeah, this isn't going to cover probably everything. And all of these are leaks and probably won't make it to the game. But, anyways, we
You
have
never
to,
know. We got scurrious from these.
yeah, we have to talk about them anyways. So, this one's going to be for collection log,
The
but new and
interface.
improved. So, it'll show your latest collections and your collection bar in like a more intuitive and interesting way.
No, that it showed the latest. That's actually nice.
Yeah, and it shows like
Oh
a
my god,
list
the
of
latest
them
one.
as well, and it sorts them through like raids, mini games, and stuff, and more clickable. And it really just looks like how the interface looks now for like um, it reminds me a lot of like the little page you have at the bottom of your screen that shows like the Mac all of your XP and like your collection log
Oh.
next to
Yeah,
your
the one interface where all the diaries and stuff are.
yeah, that interface it kind of just looks like that, but
It looks much cleaner. The way it is now, like, it just immediately starts out an Abyssal Sire every time you open it and stuff.
yeah, exactly. So this I guess what I mean is like this has more of like an overview
Hmm.
kind of situation,
Yeah.
and then you can like go into the actual bosses after that.
One little thing is it shows how much percent gilded you have, which is kind of cute. It says 1% gilded on this one. Or is that
Yikes.
what, I don't know if that's gilded means something else, but also it's movable, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I wonder what the two books there's a book that says dragon and a book that says gilded, and I wonder.
Oh, you know what? I'm a silly Billy. I think in one of the other ones, they were talking about in the past, there was a cosmetic reward people were talking about for collection logging, being that you get like little collection log staffs, kind of,
Yeah.
and they would look like books. I forgot about that.
Okay.
So, cosmetic reward for tiers of collection logs. Sorry, I totally got that gilded thing wrong. I forgot about this.
Oh, I see.
But
So it's working towards a new flex item.
yeah, but I'm not sure how this will work because they don't want us to fill the collection log.
I
So,
mean,
I mean,
they say
you
that.
can just stop it pretty low, I'd say.
Yeah, they definitely say that, but I doubt
Oh
it.
my god, the dragon one. Like, it's a little dragon with like a book hovering around it. Those look so
Yeah,
good.
so what she's talking about, because she didn't really do a good job of explaining it, is Mod Husky also has another tweet showing what a potential flex item would be, like a fashionscape item for the collection log, and it would be a staff that on the end has a floating, rotating book with a Roman numeral on how far into the collection log grind is, becoming more ornate and more impressive the higher your collection log is.
That's amazing. Yeah, if they don't want us to finish the collection log, they better make the gilded like not counting third age.
Yeah, I guess so. But also, along with all these, there's going to be a quality of life thing that they're hopefully adding to make it so that the collection log will actually be movable around your screen, like they're kind of doing with a lot of the new interfaces nowadays.
Yeah, gang with modern times, really.
Yeah, literally, yeah,
Yeah.
very basic things.
The collection log one, I do like it. I don't know. I might have missed like some tweets. I don't know if it's in addition to how it is now. Like you can choose if you want the old interface or not. But I think it looks nice. The only thing I worry about is the reward. Like how hard will it be to get the super, like the best tier of the reward. Because
Probably
it's,
really hard.
yeah, but the same, like, but it won't be impossible.
I mean, it's a flex item, so
I don't know. I don't know. Because that's so RNG. It's not even skill, you know? I
yeah.
don't know. It's kind of hard.
Next one is going to be from Mod Rice.
Yeah, so Mod Rice is working on a system to auto charge items on withdrawal from the bank and has a full list of everything that can be charged. There's one GIF that they uploaded, and this GIF shows them grabbing their shadow, using their shadow on a bucket of milk, which presumably would be a different item, and just clicking how many charges you want to add from there. So you don't have to, at least from what I could tell, you don't have to grab the chargeable items from your bank. You could just directly use stuff and it will take it for you
Yeah, so essentially,
if you want to describe it better.
Yeah, so I mean, essentially what you're doing is you can toggle if you want it to auto charge on withdrawal from the bank. And then if you do turn on the toggle, you can also toggle how many charges maximum you want it to charge whenever you withdraw it. So like if you put like you only like 1,000, but you're only missing 500, then it'll just do the 500.
Yeah.
But if you're missing 2,000, then it'll only do up to 1,000 if that's how you set it.
Thank you. I'm so bad at explaining these concepts because they're all just like small tweets with GIFs.
Yeah.
It's not enough for me.
And this is going to affect many things. They have a list here. So
Basically everything chargeable.
crystal tools, the glaive of Ralos, echo boots, quiver, shadow, venator, saying, trident.
Everything.
So a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there's like 3 tweets on items.
Yeah.
This would also be a rare drop from Top that allows a fire well in the POH potentially.
No, you are misreading. This is 4 different things. So Mod Rice is also doing this, but Mod Rice is also making it so that charges used on corruptible items will give you progress towards a fully corrupted item.
Okay.
So, like, let's say it takes 10,000 charges to fully corrupt a bow,
I do like 1,000
for example.
every time you get them.
Then, yeah, if you do 1,000 each time, eventually you'll get to 10,000 and it'll just become corrupted. So that's one thing they're working on. The auto charging thing that they have here, and then they're also saying that they're going to add a rare drop from TOB that allows Firewell in your POH. So if you want to just charge your scythe from your house and not go all the way over to TOB, then you can do that as well.
Weird. Okay, well, the bucket of milk threw me off, and I thought that that was supposed to be the Firewell thing.
No, that was that
So I forgot what Firewells were called.
the bucket is just like
To represent something.
It's an admin item that is adding the option to toggle the recharge.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I like how I read these, and I can't explain them, but Robert has not read them, and he's fine. You can explain.
Yeah, you can explain this one.
All right. Mod Necro came out with an idea of doing loadouts for your gear.
Yeah,
Not
log
just
in Call of Duty enjoyers.
Just changing, going, looking at your character, clicking, let's do loadout 3 today. Equip it, and you're good. You're done.
Yeah.
You can also copy them to save them as loadouts, and you would have 5 loadouts.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really simple, pretty self-explanatory thing. Like, if you're like, oh, I'm going to go do Melee Slayer, let me go to loadout 5, which is my proselyte set with the Slayer helm. And then you just click on equip loadout, and it just does it all for you.
What do we think of this? Also, I have to go back to Mod Rice 1 too.
I mean,
But this first.
it sounds fine to me.
I feel like some people won't like this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I think people don't like stuff when it's automatic. I think it sounds good. I don't know if I'm just leaning into the easy skate, but you know, what's wrong with that sometimes?
Honestly, yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, this doesn't make it easy. It's like, for me, it's not about whether things are easy or not. It's about whether I think they contribute to a gameplay experience. And I don't think fishing around in your inventory for like 10 minutes or whatever is interesting or like enhancing your gameplay at all.
I have tabs, but even with like tabs showing exactly what I need, sometimes I'll just forget to click one. So this would be very handy for me.
Yeah. And it's like annoying. I don't really like the rebuttal of like, oh, why don't you just type search every item that you have to.
It's the worst idea.
And I'm like, I would rather just like look through my inventory and have everything like ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously it would be the fastest if you're like, all right, I need bandos this, bandos that, fury necklace, fire cape.
Yeah, but for a standard one.
But it's like especially if you're going to like a boss that you don't go to all the time, like it's kind of hard just being able to like quickly type out like all the gear that you pretty much never use for this boss you don't go to that often.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's how I am with Scurrius. I didn't think I'd be at Scurrius this long, so I go and search every single time for items because I don't know why I don't just make a tab. I'm like, but I'm almost done probably. I don't need to make a tab.
Yeah.
So I refuse to, and I have to search items.
Yeah. But I think this is cool.
Yeah, that is Mod Necro's half of all of their tweets. They just joined Twitter, I think, for this. What did you think of, by the way, the chargeable toggle thing?
I think the thing is, I think more things should be corruptible and I think corruption should take more than it does.
Well, okay,
Except for the things that are kind of like already corruptible. Like I think the bow, for example, the bofa, I think is a fairly high amount of items to corrupt it.
it is, yeah.
But like for instance, not saying I want this, but let's say you wanted to corrupt your shadow. I think it would have to be like
Well,
really high amount of stuff.
they're not talking about corrupting those.
No, I'm not. I'm
Oh,
just saying it for an example.
yeah. What do you think of like the toggleable charges whenever you take out the bank? Any downsides?
No, I honestly never really understood the problem with that or people complaining about ChargeScape. Just right click your item and charge it. Like it's not a big deal to me.
Or apparently right now you could just take it out of your bank and it'll charge.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's fine too. That's kind of I don't know. That weirdly enough, I kind of don't like that as much because for me it's like it kind of defeats the purpose of a charged item. Like the charged item is like I mean, I guess the main point of it is to like remove things from the economy.
Hmm.
But also for me, I'm like one of the downsides is that you can forget to charge it.
Yeah, that's me with my scythe when it just degraded the other day. I made them.
Yeah, where I'm like you are choosing to use this, fairly powerful item that's charged and then you just forgot to do like one of the most basic things. Like you should get punished for that, I
I
think.
disagree. As
And
someone who that just happened to, I disagree.
well, the thing is like you're not really even getting like punished for that. It's kind of just like a really basic thing. Like you just go back to the bank. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah,
But
but it was like making every one of my top team lose money on their pre-pots and stuff.
yeah, I don't know.
It's
Maybe
inconveniencing other people if you do group content.
I mean the thing is the game didn't inconvenience other people. You forgetting to
It
properly use
was
your equipment did
the
that.
game. It was the game.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
Perfect.
I feel like there's like that's such a small drop off and like at that point for me just don't even have the charging thing. Just make it so like it automatically takes it from your bank and you could have unlimited charges on it.
It's kind of what they're doing.
Exactly, which is like why not just do my thing because then you wouldn't have to have the recharging thing at all and that would just
You just want them to be
because it's
corruptible.
defeating the purpose like one of the only two purposes of it.
Well, if it becomes corruptible, I think that the main purpose of it is taking stuff out of the
No,
economy.
not the what we're not even talking about corrupting. I'm
Yeah.
just
I thought you were talking about you meant your idea was make them all corruptible. What's
no,
your
no,
idea?
no.
What is your idea? I'm
I
lost.
never even no, you're confusing yourself. I never even brought up corrupting. I was just saying separately
Okay.
like that corruption should take more. But if we're just talking about the recharging thing, they should just leave it as it is.
Oh.
Or I guess you could like have a button that says recharge my items or something like that. Because like if you just make it so automatic, why is that thing even in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Like that'd be like the
That's
same
what's wondering if people think about the loadouts.
like for me
I don't think that way.
for games that like for instance like if your looting was auto, then in my opinion it's like why doesn't the loot just automatically go into your inventory? Why would you even have a pickup animation if the loot was just like auto, for example?
I don't know.
It's like so streamlined that it's like not even a feature for me.
I I don't think that that's the main purpose of it, so I actually like it.
Yeah,
Like it's just supposed to be an economy
I don't think
thing.
it's the main feature, but I think it's such a like a laughable economy thing anyways that it's like I don't know. Honestly, it's so close for me. Chargeable items are like so laughably close to like not mattering at all that I kind of just wish that they weren't there, not because it's like inconvenient, but because it just doesn't matter.
I love asking your opinion because I know you got these weird hater takes. And I'm like, what are we feeling about this today, Robert?
I mean,
Robert's thoughts today. Chargescape sucks and it's not real, and I don't believe in it.
yeah, a lot of people don't like Chargescape because like it's like an annoying thing for you to have to remember. Like, oh,
That's not why you don't like it. You don't
please,
like it
like,
for your weird
yeah, like
reason.
one, get over it, and two, it's like, uh, yeah, it's such a trivial thing as far as the economy goes. Like, bro, all the runes you use for charging are alchable price, so it's like
I don't know
you're
about
not
that.
improving the I that's not a thing that I do or don't like. That's a fact.
Is it still though? Because you haven't logged in a while.
Okay, I mean, let's go check out the price of blood
Oh
runes.
no, we're not doing this right now.
Let's go check out the price of blood runes on RuneScape. Are they 400 GP?
All I'm saying is I just bought a bunch of blood runes
Oh, look at
and they're
that.
expensive.
200 GP. All right, so pretty cool. Their alchable price is 240. So these are below alch price. You can buy blood runes and make money alching them.
So we need to charge more things.
So, yeah,
Dang, the
like I
daily
said.
volume is 144 million. Those were all from me today.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of a laughable thing to think that charging things actually takes like a significant amount of items out of the game.
You know what I'm thinking of is the real life comparison of whenever I buy eco-friendly things, and it probably doesn't actually make a difference, but it makes me feel like I'm doing my part.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they should really take many more runes to use just because like it's really cheap to do anyways. I don't I don't really have a real suggestion otherwise. It's just they don't matter.
You just want to be a hater.
No, they just don't matter. Like I said, if something is in the game and it's not like an impactful part of the game, I don't know why it's in the game. So, kind
Okay.
of weird.
Anyway, I don't even really know how it got there.
We were talking about
No, don't take me
corruptible
down the
stuff.
road again.
Do you think more things should be corruptible?
I don't know. I don't have strong feelings about this stuff, so that's why whenever he says it, I'm just like, you sound like a hater, but I don't know that I'm not a hater.
Oh, I've just thought about the game that I play.
You don't play this game, you liar.
Exactly, because I thought about it.
I'm telling you, show me the next tab.
All right, so we have Mod Halo.
Yeah, so Mod Halo came up with an idea that I actually quite like, which is locking inventory slots while you're in the bank. So, an example that they gave was locking a thread and a needle in your inventory, and there's like a little toggleable thing that you could choose. So then you're able to grab all the dehyde that your heart desires, what's it called? Craft them, and then just auto deposit, and it will not deposit your thread and your needle every single time. It's a very like small skilling update, I'd say, but I think it's actually a very nice quality of life because I've accidentally banked a lot of stuff while skilling and have to go and grab it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, thoughts? And I'm like,
Um,
this is stupid. Skilling sucks.
no, I don't know, dude.
I'm ready for whatever your hot take is here.
It's not even a hot take. Like this is whatever. You can do this in the game, just so you know. You can do this as it stands.
How?
I mean, in this example, she's taking out thread and a needle. So what you can do is you can take out the thread and the needle, all of it, and then fill up all of your bank space with placeholders, which does the same exact thing. You can't deposit anything into the bank if there's no bank spaces,
To fill up your entire bank is what you're saying.
and then you can just turn off the placeholders,
Yeah,
and
I
then it
mean
would be back to normal.
that's kind of a weird one.
I'm just saying you could definitely do it. A lot of people don't play with placeholders, so
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
people could like easily just do that.
I don't know. I feel like it's a very unnecessary way to do it, and then you have to get rid of them all after.
You literally just right click
No.
and get rid of
I
them.
was just gonna say the right click get rid of all placeholders doesn't work for everyone because people like me who organize their banks in specific ways have placeholders in very random places that are the only reason my bank is holding together.
Okay. I mean, that's
What?
fine. I wasn't complaining. I was literally just saying that this is
Yeah,
already a thing you can do.
yeah, but this is
So
way
you're the one
easier.
getting sassy for some reason.
I'm not getting sassy. You're getting sassy, and I like this.
Either way, I still don't like this
Oh my
really.
god.
It's just the same thing with I mean, I'm not even like an OG RuneScape player, but I don't know, like this is kind of like the same methodology, I guess, that some old school players have where it's like
I can see people not liking it because it's not old school.
I don't really like it just cuz it's like there are quality of life things. And this is a quality of life thing, so I'm like not fully on board either way. I kind of dislike it for this reason, but I wouldn't really care regardless. Kind of like the thing we were just talking about with like the charging. Like I don't really care, but
Mm-hmm.
also I do think like at some point you remove like all of the friction from like things happening in the game where it's like
It's too streamlined.
you might as well just like have like you'd be like you just like click the crafting button and then like just click on like the green leather. Like
No,
I
that's
don't even know why you're adding the thread and the needle at that point. It's just one extra
I know what you mean.
like weird. It's like so streamlined that like you're kind of like defeating the point of like any of the other stuff even being there.
I do know what you mean, but I disagree. I think it's nice. I don't think it's too much. But I
Yeah,
think it
sure.
could lead to stuff that is too much.
Yeah.
Kind of like how they mentioned dew protection once, and now they're bringing it up a few more times, and people are getting scared.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like, like I guess like slippery slope type of stuff, but
Hmm.
also kind of like how much convenience do you want to add to the game? It's like, sure, this is nice. Obviously, this is nice. This is quality of life stuff. But it's like there is a point that you get into a game where there's so much nice stuff that
You need a little bit of a challenge still.
you're like, why are you playing this game if everything is like just so nice, so easy?
Yeah.
There's you're like never dealing with a problem or like having to think about overcoming. Like I just said with the placeholder thing, someone had to think about that.
Hmm.
And someone had to come up with being able to do this with their limited, abilities, and you wouldn't need that. Like it kind of removes ingenuity in like a really weird way.
I like it, but I could see that in the future it'd lead to bad stuff. The way I don't know why I've been feeling so overwhelmed with videos lately. The way that GIF kept playing made it me feel like almost sick.
Okay.
That was weird. Like I was like trying to listen to you, but at the same time being like, I need to stop this animation. It's making me lose my mind.
All right. Well, we can move on to the next one, which is from Mod Hend.
Yeah, this is a simple one. Mod Hend is just working on some different animation updates.
Can we play this GIF?
Yes, we can. For example, the if you were using the
Well,
Derox Great X before, you apparently couldn't really run. I don't know what it looked like before. Changing the Void Waker a little bit. Yeah, it's a really small one, so it's just for animation purpose.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
doesn't really affect anything.
Yeah, nothing big.
That's literally it.
Oh, look at these dudes.
That was the thing I noticed the other day too. We were watching like shorts before bed, and I like felt like I wanted to cry because I felt overstimulated by all the shorts. It was really weird.
Really cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Something else that's really cool is Mod Iezer,
Maudie.
Mod Iezer, and Mod Sween. Are really just like really big fans of our work. So
uh,
they want to copy us and make their own podcast. So that's what the Game Jam is
no,
about.
I'm assuming that they're directly inspired by us, of course, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, they actually are thinking about making a RuneScape podcast,
yeah,
having other mods on, talking about development and stuff.
it's kind of funny because this isn't related to the Game Jam at all. I don't even know why Modais is pretending that it is. But anyways,
I think that the game jam is just exploring anything related to the game, to be honest. And
um,
because you don't have all, this is their time off to develop other stuff.
yeah,
It's how I'm thinking of it. So, I mean, podcasts obviously take like developing and planning and stuff.
sure. So anyways, Aiza is saying that part of the Game Jam, I want to explore the possibility of an OSRS podcast with Sween. Our first episode would feature Kieran, Ellen, and or
Elena.
Elena, sorry, and Arcane.
Notice this seems like it's going to happen because he didn't say that it would. He said our first episodes will feature.
Yeah, like
I think
that's why I'm
are
like,
you-
that's why I'm saying this isn't part of the Game Jam. You already were thinking of this, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. If they have nothing else to post about, why not?
Yeah, I don't really
Nonsense.
care. It's just like,
And they said that they will not answer Q&A stuff saying, please fix this. Because that's just annoying. Don't do that, please, guys.
all right,
People
there
would
you go.
definitely do it. But yeah, I mean, that one's cool. I don't listen to the RuneScape podcast because I get enough RuneScape from us.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah.
have a lot of RuneScape.
Yeah.
All right, well, we can move on to a few things that I thought would be interesting, like little discussion talking points that I saw throughout the week on the subreddit. The number one that I actually thought was really fun thing to start off with is if you had 30 minutes in the game to do any content in old school and you had a 100% chance for everything on the unique drop table to drop, what would you do?
Does it have to be solo?
It's from, yes, it has to be solo and it has to be only from bosses, mini games, or clues.
Oh, not raids. I'm sure I was thinking raids.
I mean, I guess you could do a raid, but it would have to be done in 30 minutes.
Well, yeah, I was thinking Tob with a team, so it was already out.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you already have your answer in mind? Well, I think.
Um.
Can you do multiple if I have 30 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Vorkath out. I hate Vorkath.
You don't have to say which ones you're not gonna do.
No, I meant Vorkath I would do so it's out of the way.
Oh,
Because I
okay.
despise,
Okay.
for no reason, I hate Vorkath. Like, I want to do collection log stuff eventually. Thinking
Yeah.
of doing Vorkath makes me want to throw up.
Okay.
I'm a throw up. It's
Nice.
disgusting. I mean, I don't know what else, but Vorkath.
All right. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of were like, oh, I would spend 30 minutes bank standing thinking about who to kill.
Oh, I immediately thought Vorkath.
Yeah.
Just think of what you hate the most. Or a really
Um,
bad grind like Nightmare or Corp.
my first idea was to go for like as many as I could.
Yeah.
So I would go to like, yeah, like I don't know, like do a round of like Temporos, Winter Tot.
Mini games are good.
Yeah, I'll do like Sarachnis, maybe the God Wars. You have to kill all the mobs beforehand, so I'd probably do like
You can go
not
to door.
those. I'd probably try to do the wildy bosses
Wildy
because those are
is
pretty
good.
fast.
And because you won't have to go to the wilderness again.
Yeah,
That's
a
good.
lot of cheater. I think they're cheater people because this is an obvious answer, but they said Mimic because Mimic you'd get all the third age.
Yeah, they said no clues, and I'm gonna
No, you can do
consider.
clues.
Oh, you can do clues.
Yeah, that's why everyone's like,
No.
"Oh, I would do Mimic," or
That's
they're like,
silly.
someone actually had a pretty clever idea. They're like, "Oh, I'd go pickpocket hand member, and I'd get an easy clue, and then the easy clue that's unique table guarantees a master,
So you would get easy
and then they
done
would do
and
the
master.
and then they would do the
and-
master, which has a different drop table than Mimic, so you would get all the like gilded as well or whatever. So I thought that was a pretty clever one.
They're cheat answers.
Yeah, they're cheater answers for sure.
Yeah, I only want to hear bosses.
Uh,
Screws.
this person
Give me that rat.
probably had the most thought out answer in my
Okay.
opinion.
Sure.
They said if prep was possible, I would prep a Winter Talk crate, a Soul Wars crate, a Barbarian Gamble, every clue, and then do Zulra, Muspa, Duke, Vard, Whisper, then run a lap, steal from a vamp, cut a tree, fish, runecraft, and finally, any time left would run wildy bosses. And I think you could probably do all of that for sure in 30 minutes.
I think some of it will be a little tight with all those bosses, gangster
Yeah.
and stuff, but
For sure.
most of it at least. That's a good answer.
Yeah, there's definitely
I'm
thinking
just
about it.
like Vorkath and Scurious.
I know. I was all like, I'd probably get through like 5 bosses and be all like, all right, cool. I think I'm done.
Yeah, I could go to a mole. I want that pet.
Yeah, exactly. Just go to any of the bosses that you want to pet.
Not that bad. Scurious, I'm kind of over though. Yeah, my answer was good.
What about Krill with guns?
Okay, I would love to know your thoughts on what if Krill had guns?
You know, I think they should add guns to him because he doesn't do that much damage.
What if he had an 8K MTG?
Wow.
Have I shared that story in the podcast before?
I don't think so.
One time chat was talking about guns and I'm just like not interested. Then they're talking about Magic the Gathering and I'm also not interested. And I thought they were still talking about guns and someone was talking about how much money they spent on cards and they said 8K MTG and I was just like, oh no, I don't really like guns. Like I don't even know what that is.
What they were actually saying is they spent $8,000 on Magic the Gathering cards.
And I literally responded, oh, I'm not into guns. I think there's a clip of me saying it too. They have some dumb names like that.
They do.
Thank you.
But
That was one of the dumber things I've said.
it's funny. I thought going from that into, because I knew we would talk about pets,
Yes.
is this person actually brought up a really good point, and I think most people have thought about this at one point or another, but it's about how weird it is in this game that having a pet is prestige.
In other games, you just naturally get followers, right?
Yeah, in the other games you just you just get a pet, you buy a pet or whatever. But in this game, it's funny how like pets are so prestige, but it doesn't even kind of, the game straight up disincentivizes you bringing your pets out.
Yeah.
Because,
Because
I
if
mean,
you die, you have to go spend a mil to get back.
you're like, yo, check out this new Cree pet I brought. And then it's like, all right, cool, we're going to go do a boss. Let me go to the bank and put this away.
I haven't even been taking my bank standing lately.
Yeah.
But it is nice when I go home and I see them.
Even beyond that, I also think the way they even award pets is weird. because for
Okay.
like skilling pets, because you can't have a full bank, and if you have a full bank and a pet out, which would be the time you'd want to flex a pet, you don't get the pet.
Now you do.
Now you
It
do.
goes to Probita, but for years you couldn't.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, I need to leave an empty inventory spot, or I need to not take a pet in this activity where I'm just standing around
Yeah,
fishing.
that's why I never brought a pet whenever I was mining.
Yeah, I'm glad that they changed it now.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the Probita change was just huge. Same for like wilderness pets. Like I'd never even grinded the Chaos Ellie before because I was like, what's the point if I get PK'd on the way back? I'm just gonna be like pissed.
Yeah. Honestly, what they could do to like, try to whatever, try to get rid of some gold in the economy is be like, oh, do you want this permanent pet? 200 mil.
Oh, to not have it die.
Yeah, or they're just like, if you select this pet and you like, whatever, right click option or, whatever they got to do, or like maybe it's a special name tag you put on the pet and they're like, if you drop this pet and you die, it's still there. It doesn't go away unless you pick it up.
It'd have to be very expensive.
Yeah, so I said like 200 mil, something crazy.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, someone's like, oh, you have the little Zik pet. Either you have a lot of money or you really are like happy that you have the little Zik pet.
I mean, people carry their pets around a lot more now, but literally just the other day at Tob, someone decided to bring their pet and we wiped, and they were like, well, guess I'm not bringing a pet in the next raid because now
Yeah.
I have to telly to Ardoin and spin the mill to get it back and then telly back.
Yeah, crazy. And it's annoying getting it back too. It's not like you can go back to your house and they're there waiting for you.
Yeah, you have to go to Artie.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. It's kind of lame.
Yeah. Kind of dumb. But yeah, I think that's just like really counterintuitive for this type of game.
Yeah. It's
Um,
funny how different we treat pets compared to other ones.
Yeah, I think this next one is like pretty obvious and easy, but
Okay.
it's how do you feel about like a lifetime Shantae pass?
I think that should be a thing with Elite Diary or something.
Yeah.
No, Elite Diary is a thing.
What about
Okay, buying one before Elite.
yeah, what if it's
Okay.
like I think they should just like add stuff like this for like a crazy amount.
Like, honestly, by the time that you finish Elite, you probably have a few mil, like a lot of mil. So I'm just thinking
Exactly.
if you pay like 20 mil, something heinous.
I think it should be like even more because like essentially you're buying an elite reward.
Yeah, the whole point of this isn't to save money. Obviously, you
exactly.
never spend much. It's
It's just to be like, oh, I have this much money and this is annoying.
yeah, it is annoying, especially if you're trying to like go do something in the desert and your inventory is completely full, and then you have to put
Yeah.
2 items away, get money, get a pass, put your gold away, grab the item.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be pretty easy to be like, oh, I'm like an archaeologist, or isn't that what Shantae is?
Shantae's just vibing.
Oh,
I think he just sells stuff.
okay. Well, he's like, oh, whatever, just bribe him, and be like, I'm like a very, upstanding person, so you have to pay me a lot. And then they're like, all right, 50 mil or something.
Yeah.
Because it can't be too much, like 100 mil, because then people are like, well, all right, why would I pay that? That's like a lot.
50
But
is a lot, but not too much.
a 50 mil, I think, is like a good point where it's like you're foregoing upgrades potentially in order to like pay this.
Yeah. It's a convenience fee. I don't think the most people would do it, but I think that would actually be a kind of a nice thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I
And
probably would
then
have done it before.
probably the last thing that I thought was worth going over is going to be this. And I saw this come up earlier, and apparently it ended up being one of the top posts from this week. And
Okay.
it's people saying, why did Jagex gut forestry?
Elaborate.
Well, no one does it now.
Does no one do it?
Yeah, in this person's experience,
I'm 99 woodcutting, so I don't even look.
I know if you like optimize it, it can be a little bit faster than this, but if they are doing this, it is one of the methods that is supposed to spawn more events. Prifdinus, Teaks is one of the places, or Teaks, I don't remember if it's Teaks or something else, but I know
Something in
it has a higher spawn rate because a lot of people go there and it's like a known spot. And they're saying that there's generally, in their experience, a forestry event every 40 minutes.
Remember when it first came out?
Yeah, when it first came out, it was like every 5 minutes.
Yeah. They didn't really find a good middle ground there, did they?
Yeah, because it was
Like every 15?
the thing is, not only did they reduce the XP you get from it, but they also made the frequency of it like very low, and you can't hop worlds to join it.
Yeah. They did nerf it in a lot of ways because people were taking advantage.
Yeah,
But now, like, no one does it, apparently. So, is that necessarily better?
I think it'd be cooler if, I mean, they can keep the XP relatively low, but if I were to balance it, I think they could just increase the frequency by a bunch. Because
Yeah.
I think the whole point was to break up the monotony of chopping a tree.
I know if it is only 40 minutes. I haven't done forestry in a long time. I'm assuming this person is alone too. I
No,
mean,
there's people there.
ugh, but
Uh,
probably not like the forestry world as
yeah,
much.
if you go, well, it probably was the forestry world. I think someone has done the math, and if you go to like this particular woods area and like do the maple trees there, it technically gets like three different areas, and then like you can get like one every 20 minutes or something
I think
like that.
one every 20 minutes is fair because that's when you like get bored. Maybe
Yeah,
3 minutes how it was before, that was too much. But it made it more fun because it's like, yeah, the whole point was to break up the monotony.
yeah,
You don't want to sit there for 40 minutes and be like, oh, one event, but it's the event I hate.
exactly. If it, I'd rather it would be like not, you know, not no experience, maybe slightly more. Like let's say you're getting 40K during the event, you're getting 50K or even 60. I would be okay with that if the event happened once every like 9 minutes.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice.
Yeah,
I would
because
like that.
it sucks because I really liked it. I started my GIM whenever, or my, I think I started my
You're solo
hardcore.
hardcore,
Yeah,
yeah.
I started my hardcore whenever this came out, and it was actually really fun.
I still think forestry's fun, but now it's like not as fun because you don't get the excitement of events over and over again.
Yeah,
Especially if you're like me and you're post 99, you only want to do forestry for collection log. So it's like I'm not going to spend hours sitting there just for collection log
yeah, exactly.
unless I truly have nothing else to do. That kind of reminds me of one of our questions in our Q&A that we're going to say.
Well, I mean, that's perfect timing because we can go over to the Q&A now.
Sure. So the first question is from Wraith. We're finally answering one of your questions, Wraith. Finally, we've been putting them off.
Finally.
So should Jagex introduce a new training methods that offer better XP per hour than the current meta? I'm assuming this is just like any skill, all skills, none, a few, whatever you think for the sake of the question. Ray said, yes, I think it's weird that some players think XP rate should never improve because it'd be unfair to players who have already completed that grind at a slower rate. Most skills suck. They suck even more when they take months to level to 99. It doesn't make much sense when the best XP rates are unlocked by level 50 and players stick with the same method because it's faster than anything you unlock millions of XP later.
Mining.
Oh, you want mining to change?
No,
He's typed mining and I was like, where's it say mining?
no, I meant in his example, he's talking about mining.
Oh yeah, because the two ticking, whatever.
You unlock power mining at 40. So, and power mining is technically not the best, but it's the best without tick manipulation.
We'll give some context for Rate's question as well, because I know that they are talking about changing some skills. Rate's question was like, this is literally like a year ago. We're just
Yeah.
slowly getting through all of them. So we didn't have like the project rebalance stuff that we have now. But even a lot of the project rebalance, we're not getting better XP rates. There's some reason that for some, like, they've like hard locked themselves to be like, this is the highest XP we could ever have for this skill for like no reason.
Yeah.
Like, you can just add a new agility thing at 95 that's more XP for the last, like, 4 levels. You could do whatever you want. You can
Yeah.
make it better.
Yeah, it really doesn't make any sense. Even for high XP skills, I think this as well. Like, for instance, you shouldn't have a skill like construction, the best method for leveling construction, be the same best method of when the skill released.
So
Which
it's like, yeah,
is
there should
crazy.
be better XP over time. So obviously you don't want to make it, like, crazy twice the XP rates. But, like, do a little bit better than the best. So then, slowly you could change stuff.
Yeah. And it's like I don't know off the back of my hand, whether like doing dungeon doors and doing oak larders were always the best method, but chances are all of your friends did it that way. So it's been long enough that it's been the same meta for that many years.
I think it's so lame that the best construction meta is just doing a door over and over again.
Yeah.
So weird.
And that's not like an
I don't know if
isolated
it's actually the best, but
Yeah, that's not like an isolated incident either. It's like crafting. What's been the best crafting? They're all like, oh, if you can afford it, it's like battle stabs into D bodies. And
yeah.
it's been that for like seemingly forever. And
Yeah.
obviously, like, I'm probably being somewhat hyperbolic, but like, you kind of get the point. Like, maybe you can be like, oh, technically, if you did this, it's better. But we're just disregarding that
I also
because
think that
the premise is the same.
for the sake of this conversation, we should only talk about standard XP methods, as
Yeah.
well. Not be like, if you do this very niche thing that I just discovered, you could get more.
Yeah, I mean there is a cool thing about people still discovering stuff, but for the average player, wood cutting use is probably, or maples, I don't even know what it is. It's like maples or use is going to be the best XP for wood cutting.
Is it better than redwoods? Oh, redwoods are just more
Redwoods
AFK.
is more
That's why I did
AFK,
redwoods.
Magic's is more AFK. They're
It's
slower.
use.
It's yeah, I think it's use is the fastest
Use you
XP.
get like 60 or something.
You unlock them really early, and it's been that way forever, unless obviously you're regarding the tick manipulation, which
Yeah.
we're not. Then, like I
Yeah,
said,
when
for the
forestry,
average player,
yeah, that's what I was thinking about. When forestry came out, that should have been like a really good XP thing for it.
yeah,
Depending on the type of tree, obviously they don't even have it at redwoods, but like maybe magic trees, you get more events and stuff like that.
yeah. Or it's like fishing as well is another really good example. Like the best fishing method is still probably barbarian fishing for the average player,
Yeah, it's
even
only this
without
one.
even without or tick manipulation. The only reason
Mhm.
people go to Temperos is for collection log or to break up because it's
Me.
not that bad experience and the
Mhm.
rewards are pretty good. So it's
But it's
like,
still worth 6p.
yeah, it's still crazy that these things haven't been updated in so long. Like
Yeah.
there's new best in slot items, but there is very very seldom new best in slot training methods.
Best in XP.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing we talked about too, like the last few weeks of the Project Rebalance, is this herbler mini game that you're gonna have to bring your own herbs. You're gonna have to use your own stuff, spend more time doing it, actively pay attention. It's gonna be way less XP. I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
Like
Does it have to be less XP?
God forbid this like level 70 required event that you go to have even relevant XP.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. I'm a little jaded about XP rates. I know this is also a hot take from us probably. I just think it's so lame that you can never want to change anything ever because that's the way it's been for like 8 years.
yeah.
You don't
Like
have to completely do it again,
and
but
also I think it's really annoying because I know they take into account tick manipulation methods, which is kind of dumb because the majority of players don't tick manipulate.
well, I was also thinking that take manipulation. Most people like will do that and be like, "I had to stop because my wrist hurts," and I'm like, you shouldn't be having to do stuff that like affects you physically to get better XP.
Yeah. And like for example,
That's a hot
a
take.
really good example is like for mining. Like I know they take tick manipulation into account because they won't get anything near like any training methods. They won't introduce any training methods even remotely close to like 80 or 90k, even though you can get over 100k with tick manipulation. I know it's because they don't want to approach that.
Yeah, I think that they're probably a little bit worried about backlash because people, like Wraith was saying in his question, people have like the crab mentality. Like if I did it slow, you have to do it slow.
Yeah.
It's like
It's not
no.
like it would really speed it up, bro. Like especially with the discrepancy between things like 40k mining, which is pretty good XP rates compared to construction, which you can get over 800k is like, and that's not even like an insane number. So it's like that's just weird.
It's very weird.
Like
These skills are all so
some people could be
weird.
like, oh, like it's a Bible. Like okay, it doesn't matter. It's still gonna take you a long time to 99 that skill.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make any sense.
I think PVM is fun and skilling should be made fun for more people. Some people like skilling, obviously. Eileen is like the craziest skiller I know. She likes skilling. But I think it should be, yeah, more approachable stuff with better XP for everyone.
Yeah. Oh, and
And I know that's spicy, whatever.
I did before we finished off of this question. I did since we're talking about skilling, wanted to shout out to Smithy, the streamer, the content creator, very famous for having a very high or very famous. I mean, relatively famous for
No, no.
having a very accomplished in the skilling scene. Hardcore
Okay.
was deceased. Their character.
Their character died?
Yeah.
How?
Rank
You make it
4.
sound like they died.
I don't know how they died, but they were like rank 4 Iron Man XP
Jeez,
wise.
that sucks.
They were 99 with 1,000 Zulrah KC and like 7,000 winter talk KC or something like that. But the thing is, a lot of people, honestly, it was kind of annoying of the community, which I mean was is pretty typical. Is they were like kind of like, oh, they're kind of giving me a hard time. They're like, oh, good thing you died, or like they're all like, oh, as soon as you do any content that isn't skilling, of course you die.
It's mean.
Yeah, it's like
I think
it's okay to be a skiller in the game when
yeah,
like where
just do what makes
combat
you fun. It makes it fun
honestly.
for you.
And it's funny because like arguably skilling is like more part of the game than combat.
It's so funny because people will, like, give crap to skillers and be like, "Oh, you don't even do PVM," and I'm like, "Bro, I do a lot of PVM. I can't handle skilling all day. Like that's like a different kind of gaming that I can't handle.
Also, it's like
It's its own
weird. It's
thing."
just weird to me because it's like so yin and yang between the two. Like
Yeah.
you can't. I mean, they've made it to the point where you can kind of do PVM without having to skill, but it's like you got to get your potions and stuff from somewhere. Who's getting you the chinchompas? Like, I mean,
So people are very
you
opposed to
can't really
skilling.
play the game without doing the other unless all you do is PvP, and then even then you're buying all the stuff off the GE.
Yeah, I mean, if
So
you're a main account, you really don't have to do anything.
yeah, yeah, it's just like weird.
It is definitely strange. But the you saying like the people being like you can't go anywhere without dying did make me want to say it seems like I think it's a Twitch thing where maybe it's just an internet thing. People will like come into chat sometime and like do like jokey mean banter, but it's like the first time I've ever spoken to them. And
Yeah,
I'm like, it's not I don't know you, we're not friends, it's not banter. Like, don't talk to me.
dang, true.
People, I see them do it to other people and to me, and I'm like, we could have funny, mean banter if we're friends. Like, not the first 5 days I know you.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question. Pause for effect.
I was like, why'd you pause so long?
I
You
don't
can
know.
read the question right
I don't want to
there.
turn my head while I read it.
Oh,
So, this question is from Matt, who, by the way, really liked the idea of a music room in the POH the Harger had, which still sounds so fun. What about this is just an idea for a cartography room where you can make custom maps infused with magic that show real-time locations of friends, NPCs, or enemies. It'd be viewed like the newcomer map, or maybe a high-value heat map that shows where currently a high-value item appears on the map. That would be kind of funny just seeing everyone run towards that. Just a couple ideas, but I think cartography room could give both construction and magic a boost. There could be many different possible maps. I I'm not sure actually. I'm torn on this one. Cuz I wouldn't want people to know where I am if I'm their friend. I'm thinking specifically if you're doing like hide and seek or you just don't feel like being social, you know.
yeah.
Like it's funny. I think it was Wraith mentioned the other day that because I don't talk to people when I'm not live really because it's just like I just like the quiet. And Wraith thought it was funny because during the day I logged in and then he could tell I immediately just turned off my friends chat so no one could message me.
True.
So I wouldn't want people to see me on a map and be able to find me. I'd be like, no, go away.
Yeah, I think this could be cool if implemented in a very different way.
How so?
Because I do think the concept of like the telescope for stargazing is pretty interesting.
Shooting stars?
Yeah.
Stargazing?
Well, I mean, you are stargazing until it lands.
I suppose so.
And then, so I think if you implemented something like that, like tracking people, I think would be out of the question. I think it would have to pertain to like a skill or something like that. I think if you did like PvP tracking, it would just, I mean, chances are it would just be like, there's someone out there. Even if it was a heat map, it's like there's people go in the same spots.
Yeah.
There's only so many spots you can go. But so I think potentially it would be cool if like maybe you had, I guess you could have a PvP specific one where it's like there's a high concentration of people in like the Rev caves right now. So if you
Okay.
want to go over there and like fight someone, maybe that could be useful there. Maybe. Besides that though, I could see it being used for like skills.
Yeah. So being like, what? Like I want to know where this fish is. Well, how it is right now, you have to go around the map and scroll over fish icon to see what you're looking for. It could be something that like you search it by fish or like by the level you are.
Yeah, I think it would be cool if they had. This is like kind of an aside, but I think it would be cool if they did have an interactable map in your POH where it was kind of like, you know how like those interactive like RuneScape database type maps are, where it's like if you scroll over everything, it'll be like, oh, this fish is here, this is here, and if you've like, but it'd be cool if they RuneScaped it a little bit and made it not so databasey, where they're like, you've been to this area, you know, in this fishing hole there are trouts and there are herrings.
Yeah, that'd be nice because every time I need to go find a specific fish, I have to look it up because I cannot be asked to go and scroll over every single fish icon on the map until I find
Yeah.
it.
Like maybe you haven't found the lobsters in Soul Wars, so the only lobsters that you can see are the ones in Catherby. Like that would be kind of cool
So
if
it's
they just
unlocked
had,
as you move around.
yeah, if they just had like an interactable map that updated as you played. That'd be kind of cool because it'd kind of be like collection loggy, like
Be kind of
kind
cool.
of like in World of Warcraft they have a achievement called Lore Master, and it's for doing quests in all of the different regions, and it's kind of cool because once you do it, like you know a lot about the game and you've been to a lot of different areas.
That reminds me of our questions the other week about the map being unlocked as you wander. I think that this would be a good RuneScape way of doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
I
it's
think
not
that's
like
the
a
only way.
fog of war thing. It's just like
Yeah,
you can recall places you've been because your map's updated.
yeah.
They have a thing like that for Valheim where they have a cartography table and then you can go there and update it, and then your friends can go there and update it, and then together you can explore the map and see where your friends have been, and it's a different shade.
Oh, kind
So
of
it's
cool.
like, oh, this person said that there's like the tip of the islands over here, but I haven't been there, so it's like slightly darker. It's kind
Yeah.
of cool. So I guess you can do that. But I was thinking more like maybe if there's a mini game, like maybe if they add like hunter mobs or something that they're like, oh, there's a big game hunt going on over here. Maybe
If
you
we
can
ever
go
have
over
world
there.
bosses, that would work.
Yeah, maybe like a rare mob spawn you can only tell by looking at the map or something. I don't know. Like I could see it being added in that way, but not so much in tracking people.
Yeah. Next question is from Harger. Do you think it should be harder to vote in OSRS? Maybe you have to go to the voting booth in a certain state to cast your vote. This could prevent people from carelessly voting. Speaking of voting, should we answer that first and then the second one, or
Sure.
together?
No, we'll do the first one.
Okay. I don't think voting should be harder. I think this is like just like based on my real life thoughts. I think voting should just be very accessible in general. If you're gonna vote carelessly, you're gonna vote carelessly. It's whatever. I don't think it should have like too much required for it because I don't think spite voting is actually a problem or anything.
Yeah.
If spite voting really was a problem, then I would want it to be more difficult, but I don't think it is. Because otherwise GIM wouldn't have passed when people were better before.
Yeah, I think I mean if anything, I think what they should do is what they should make it more available in general. Like I think you should be able to vote from anywhere. You should be able to vote from like your email.
Yeah.
Like
I love how we have the opposite of what Harger's thinking. We're like,
yeah,
we need more people.
because like I even though I tell people that there are polls, I don't vote. I haven't voted in like years just because like I can't be asked to go in there and remember to go to the polling section of the like little tab
Your
and
interface,
do it.
I didn't even know that there's a polling section on the interface until
Yeah.
Robert told me. I thought you had to go to a polling booth. So I think
No.
make it more well known how to do it and make it even easier.
Yeah, like whenever
Like on
you
the login screen, be like, oh, you want to answer multiple choice questions? Click here.
I would go even further. I'd be all like, "Yo, that like we'll give you like a box that has like a certain amount of like goods in it or something, like maybe supplies." And then when you log in, the tab for polling like lights up and they're like, "Yo, click on this." You click on it, they're like, "We'll give you a surprise box if you vote."
Give you a free
Because
membership.
more people should vote. Like,
Yeah. Even if we don't want filthy casuals to vote because they maybe don't agree with the game, they should still have a say in the game at the end of the day. Like all of us are playing it.
yeah.
If we're gonna have polls, everyone should be allowed to vote and be encouraged to vote, really.
Yeah, because
You
like
sound like so real life of me right now.
well, the thing is, like, people think like the 200,000 person votes we've had recently that are like record breaking is a lot. Bro,
How many people play this game?
there's way over a million active accounts that play this game every month, and obviously only like 15% of the player base actually votes.
Yeah, it should be more like 50, honestly.
Yeah, so like you should make it way more available, and I think if you were
Incentivize it.
worried about like multiple voters or something like that, then they should just put a little bit of effort into their voting system and have it track IPs and just have one per IP.
Well, we're on the same IP, aren't we?
Yeah, or you can do one per uh, Mac address, which is like your computer's address.
I was gonna say, or just do like a time-based account because people won't make spam accounts. If they already have a spam account, whatever.
What do you mean?
Like just you know how you can't sell certain stuff at the GE unless you've had your account for blah 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 days.
Oh, I'm just worried about people having like 10 accounts and getting 10
Already
votes.
having them, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe it's yeah. I
because if you
don't know.
just do it per Mac, chances are people don't have 10 different computers. And if they do, like, okay, that's such a small amount of
At some
people.
point, you can't prevent everything.
Yeah. And I know there are definitely methods to track people's MAC address. That's how people get IP banned and stuff like that. Obviously, that's IP banning, but I mean, you can track like who is logging on your servers and stuff like that. So, like, you can implement that.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
In conclusion, we think more people should vote and make it even easier,
Yeah.
if possible.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of which, Harger asked, imagine if OSRs had political parties run by players who officially are elected from other players as representative in monthly Jagex meetings. No. No. I don't know. People would just do it for memes. And some of this, as much as I think everyone should be allowed to vote, some people are just awful in this community. I'm like, yeah, you can vote, but I don't want you to have influencing power like in their meetings.
Yeah, I mean,
And I think people do it as jokes, honestly.
I was mostly thinking like it okay, so if you think about game design,
Yeah.
these people, the mods, are people that went to assumedly school
Or got
and
experience.
or have years of experience in this, get it wrong all the time. What makes you think that any player that plays the game only and doesn't think about design aspects would have any idea how to improve the game?
Yeah, I think the way that we do it now, where everyone just like will tweet mods and post on Reddit and stuff, I think that that's good to get ideas out there. I think it would just wreak havoc on their meetings if we were in there, unless like you know there were actual game developers that were sent. I think it would just be like very people like me and Robert. If we were on these meetings, we have ideas, but our ideas could be horrible. Like we don't know. We're not
Yeah.
game developers.
Yeah, I don't think there's a worse idea.
Shut up. Such
But
a funny. I get where
yeah.
you're coming from. Like, it sounds like it'd be fun, but if you really think about it, I think it would be a bad idea.
I think it would be interesting. One, it would have to be like some kind of majority because I think what would actually happen is there would be like 20 people on there and each of them would get like 11%, or obviously that's not 100, but it would be
Math,
like, whatever, 20 people,
5%.
5% each. And it just wouldn't be like a large majority. Like a large majority would probably be like 16% or something, which is still like laughably low.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was like 50%, which it would never get to, then maybe that would be interesting because clearly that person would have some kind of majority support for some reason.
Yeah.
But
But I don't think that
it
there's
would never
any.
get there.
No one would agree on one person unless it was like a big content creator or something, really.
Even then, people like Bodhi, and I highly doubt 100,000, at least 100,000 people would vote for him.
People do be bitter for no reason as well. It's
Yeah,
just.
it just doesn't
There's people
matter.
who don't watch content creators at all,
Yeah,
so.
it just doesn't matter who it is. A lot of people would either not vote, and you'd kind of like, I don't even know what you would do with their votes. It would just be like not good.
Yeah. I'd maybe be like I said I was happy with how it is now. I would maybe have like a different like maybe make like a suggestion form that people could send stuff in or something other than just making posts for ideas. But I think an official thing like that would be too much.
Yeah,
But I'm not I guess I'm not opposed to new ways of us introducing ideas to make sure that they're actually heard. It's just hard because some ideas are like really lame.
hmm
Like probably some of my ideas suck and they wouldn't actually want to hear that, you know?
I
Like
think.
they need someone to go and sort through the ideas and be like, what could actually be done?
Yeah, I was thinking the closest thing that I think this could get to would be like kind of pseudo community selected, but also like developer selected, like community members.
Mhm.
Like, let's say you're like, oh, this person does PVM, that's all they do. So like Sync, like I'm pretty sure Sync only really does PVM combat and like high level PVM stuff. So like maybe you select them as like the PVM ambassador, and then like
An ambassador for PvP and skilling.
yeah, and then PvP and
That's
skilling,
kind of cute.
and then maybe it would rotate or something, or maybe it would just be the same people as long as they stayed, whatever, in good standing, whatever. And then like maybe like once a month, them as well as a few of the devs would hop on call and like not do a live stream, but like hop on call,
Have a
do a
conversation.
recording, and then maybe the recording would come out as like the monthly like talk, or just them talking about like their concerns about their respective part of the game,
Hmm.
and the devs being like actually taking that into consideration.
I'd be okay with that. I think it would just, they'd have to figure a way for whoever is in charge of each group would have to then consult with other people in the community and see what a majority of people are concerned with. Because I see stuff on Twitter people are concerned with. You see stuff on Reddit people are concerned with. These are also like two websites that are just kind of echo chambers of people saying the same thing over and
Yeah.
over. Like, I don't know if a majority of people are really concerned about what we say.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You'd have to talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
If that made sense.
The thing is, the only reason I said that is because a lot of game companies, and kind of correctly so, even though it sounds a little backwards, um, they develop around the higher end of their player base, because those are the people that
Advertise.
play the game.
Hmm.
Um, there are some things that people cater to, like for newer players, but a lot of companies don't. So like if you got like these players that have been around for a long time, do a lot of the content, and especially end game content, then potentially if they see problems, like I'm sure potentially one of them might have brought up the blowpipe before it had been 4 years,
True. I'm
just
sure
as an
it's brought up on
example.
social media, but I think it's also like stuff could get missed too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it if it'd be like that, but
I don't think that would be good, but that's the closest thing to political parties that I would
yeah.
want.
My first reaction was very negative, so I'm sorry for that, Harger. But I've been just seeing some of the stuff people in this game say. I'm like, yeah, you should be able to vote, but not talk. This
Okay.
is such a hated thing to say.
But that is gonna be it from us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you can check us out on any of our socials.
Yeah, our Twitter and TikTok are Bunebapeosrs. Our Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch are all Bunebape. I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. And I don't really have anything fun planned, so
All right. Well,
come hang out for regular old raids
there you go. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all.
very soon.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.